Hello, and welcome to the special edition of the Capitol Report. I'm in Irvine, California, with a group of 11 Californians here to talk about some of the major issues facing the nation before the second GOP debate. I just want to thank you all for being here. We're going to kick it off right now by a show of hands. How many of you here watched the first debate? Okay, and with that said, how many of you think that Vivek Ramaswamy won that debate? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people think. How many think that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis won that debate? Nobody. Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, did she win? No. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, former Vice President Mike Pence. Does anybody here want to see Trump debate his opponents? Nobody wants to see. Okay, so I guess let's go around the room. Why don't you want to see Trump debate his opponents? Leo.
It's a waste of time. I mean, we know where Trump stands on the issues, what he wants to do, and everybody else doesn't hold a candle to him.
Deanne?
Listening to DeSantis talk about how Trump did not accomplish things last time that he ran, what he leaves out of that is that he had a Congress that was headed up by Paul Ryan, who hated Trump and wanted everything to go against Trump. So, of course, he wasn't able to accomplish everything, but he will be able to this time.
Do you think that this actually might wind up coming back to bite Trump by not participating?
I don't think that Trump not debating will come back to bite him. I think that he's just so ahead in the polls that the other candidates are just kind of trying to compete for vice presidentships or maybe cabinet positions right now.
John, what do you think?
I think he should do what Joe Biden did last time, which is stay in his basement and win the election.
So the former president's actually going to be making his way for counter-programming, which he did last time with Tucker Carlson. This time it's going to be in the state of Michigan to address the auto workers. Do you think that that's a smart move, Sonny?
I don't have any comments on that for right now.
Okay. Daphne?
I do think that's a smart move because Biden is pushing the electric vehicle, and that's going to hurt the auto workers union, and Trump is in full support of those people.
Okay. And Jan, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely a great idea to get the union workers on our side. And by pushing all these electrical vehicles, it's not just electrical vehicles, all the rare earth materials. Are we going to straighten the China more than we already done? No, stop it.
Deanna?
I totally agree. He should do it. The green energy doesn't work. Electrical vehicles, like Newsom said, we all have to have electrical vehicles. How are he going to charge it? We're not going to have enough energy, so definitely he has to talk to these people.
Interesting, diverse group of opinion here. So I want to get everybody's thoughts when it comes to policy and social issues. There's a variety of big ones on the table. For instance, you have abortion, illegal immigration, the war in Ukraine, climate change with, as you said, the EV situation, China and national security, the economy, and parental rights. So I'm going to go down the list. You just got the list of the big ones that we want to talk about right now. In terms of the top one on your list, raise your hand when I ask. Okay, so who thinks that abortion is going to be the biggest issue for them when they head to the polls? Nobody. The issue of abortion. Okay. Illegal immigration. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. 9. Amazing. Illegal immigration, big one for you guys. The war in Ukraine, funding, no. Climate change, nobody. China and national security, and who's going to handle that issue? Okay, so the math here is not adding up. It's a big one, but is it your number one? No? It's a big one for you. Okay, so China, and then what else? The economy. Top issue. No? All important issues these are, but not your top one. Illegal immigration. So there's still 2 more people here. Parental rights. Parental rights. John. Okay, great. Jan. Parental rights. Talk to us about why that matters to you.
There's a culture war going on here, and I think it's important that we, starting with the pandemic and vaccines and masks and parents choosing what's best for their children, and now it's been sort of the rights are going away regarding kids that want to perhaps change their sex before they're 18 is a very concerning issue to me. I think there's almost an attack on our culture of a family in this country right now, and parents have the right to know what their kids are doing at school. In fact, our school district here locally in South Orange County is getting ready to debate this very issue in October, and I think it's going to be a contentious debate, but I stand on the side of the parents, and the teachers and the school districts do a great job. However, if our children are changing or considering changing their sex or their pronouns, that's fine, but not before they're 18 without the parents' consent.
And do you have children?
I have 5 children.
5 children. And how are you, I guess, weathering the storm right now with all that's happening with your kids?
We took them out of public school. We had no choice.
Thank you, John. And Jan, tell us why this issue is top of the list for you.
As Lenin said, give our children for 8 years and we'll brainwash them, and that's what's happening. I spoke many times on this issue at our Orange Unified School Board, and 2 weeks ago we finally passed Parents' Rights Bill. And it is paramountly important that parents be involved in their children's idea of possibly changing their sex. And I can't even fathom that we're not going to notify the children. And I think the tide is changing, and Cucamonga already passed it, and 6 other school districts passed it, although Chino is being sued by the California. Like, we don't have a problem with crime, so we're going to sue the school boards now. So it is very important to leave the kids alone, teach them traditional education, and everything, and leave it to the family. It's up to the family to do their stuff.
We're going to go to illegal immigration. Sonny, why was that the top issue for you?
It's a very top issue for me because I came to this country legally 7 years ago. I did all my documentation, and I even need to write an English exam to come to the United States. And the government currently in California is supporting illegal immigration as a slap on the face to so many immigrants who came legally. And I think I'm also not going to support this because today we see that most of the illegal immigrants who are crossing the border from Mexico, they're getting free food stamps, free licenses, housing, which we legal immigrants don't get, which we are doing in a right way. And there's so many millions and millions of immigrants in this country are still struggling, standing on the line to get the green cards and the citizenship. So that's why this is my first priority, that I hope the government takes some serious action on this to resolve this issue.
Sounds like it's an issue of equality for you. Daphne, why is illegal immigration top of the list for you?
Well, my mother was an immigrant, and she came as Sonny the right way. And so we were raised to love this country, to respect this country, and by allowing all these illegals to just simply walk across the border, get all the benefits that they have, when we have veterans, homeless veterans, sleeping on the streets that can't even get aid, and our country is focusing on those illegal immigrants, it just enrages me.
Let me go over here to Deanna. Illegal immigration for you.
Well, I also came to this country as a refugee in 1979 from Soviet Union. When we came here, nobody gave us any money. We had to get a job, we had to learn the language, and we had to build our life from scratch. Right now, I see even Russians and Ukrainians come here. They get free apartment for a year, free medical insurance for a year. They paying for kids' schooling. And I said, why? Oh, we are refugees. I said, we were refugees from Soviet Union. We never got this money. We worked ourselves. Why they giving you all this money? And they come illegally. Through the Mexico, they fly from Turkey. Some just take straight flight from Paris because they got illegal documents there. This has to stop.
A lot of passion here on this topic and different perspectives. John, why illegal immigration for you?
So I love this country. I think it's the greatest country on earth. I'm glad that people want to come to this country and participate in it. But I think that coming across and coming illegally it's hurting people who came here legally. It's also unfair to people who live here in general. I think that you can come to this country. I'm glad that you want to, but do it in the right way.
Thank you. Deanne?
Well, this is very personal for me because for the last 30 years, I have been housing homeless veterans with my nonprofit. And my veterans, I was just with them today, they're furious. It's like they're homeless. And, you know, even though we provide them shelter, there's thousands. Right here in Orange County, we have close to 5,000 homeless veterans. And that is ridiculous. And trying to get money from the government we have to beg, absolutely beg to get any money from the government to help these veterans. And I told them, I said, you guys all need to just go across the border and come on back and say, no habla inglés, and they'll give you everything, including a place to live. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Thank you, Deanne. Leo, why illegal immigration for you?
Well, there's a big child sex trafficking ring that's going on too, involved with that, and there's so many innocent children that are being abused and brought into this country. And this country now has the stigma of being the largest sex trafficking nation in the world, and it's disgusting that this is taking place. And it's not that these people are coming from just Mexico or just Latin America. They're coming from all over. We know that there are people that are coming from the CCP. There must be spies in there. Of course, the Chinese are very smart people. Of course, they're going to send spies. You have people coming from all over illegally to this country. They come here, they get all the handouts. Citizens don't get that. It's our money. Government money is taxpayer money. And they don't necessarily contribute to the system, plus all the crime and the drugs that they bring across the border. And it's destroying our country from within.
Thank you, Leo. I'm going to go to the back row. Illegal immigration, obviously, it's been a big issue. You have a lot of the border state governors, whether it was Governor Ron DeSantis, Florida, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, sending the illegal immigrants to the blue states, whether it be New York, Washington, D.C. They took a lot of heat for that. But you're starting to see a big outcry from a lot of these folks now, the mayor of New York City. What do you make of that, Susan?
Yes. I think Orange County, I was talking to a friend of mine that works at the County of Orange, and they have picked up an additional 400,000 people in Orange County that have been put on the CalOptima rolls. And this is our Medi-Cal system here. And also what concerns me is these people do go to the DMV, they get a voter, they get an ID card, but also at that time, that's when you register to vote. And I'm very, very concerned about these people are being put on our voter rolls. So yeah, it's not a good situation.
Thank you, Walter.
I think shipping illegal aliens up to a blue city like New York City, it's kind of like poetic justice, but they really should be deported because they're not American citizens. They're destroying our culture. It used to be called Immigration Naturalization Service. When my grandparents came here from Ukraine a long, long time ago, they had to learn English. They made my mother speak only English. They assimilated, and that's not what's happening here.
Thank you. Cheryl?
Without borders, we have no country. And this has been deliberately done to ruin this country from within. It's part of the Trojan horse approach of this government, and it's really a crime that we're being subjected to this invasion.